What will you hear to welcome you to my neighborhood? This gun in my hand.
Falk Zildjian, inalienable hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, follows the star of Captain Rogers' neighborhood on a tour of his studio. The set is designed to look like the inside of a shiny metal rocket ship, which probably isn't necessary since it's a radio show.
Thanks for giving me this tour, Rogers. What do I call you? Is it Fred or Steve?
Everybody calls me Captain.
Just don't call him Buck. He might hear you wrong.
You old rascal. Mr. Zildjian, this is my second-in-command, Hauk. You're sort of a birdman, aren't you, Hauk? He has feathers on top of his head instead of hair, but everything else is just like humans.
Not everything else. There's my cloaca, for instance.
What's that?
Now, no surprises today. We have an educational program next week that will cover that.
It really wasn't necessary to take me around the whole studio, Captain. I originally came to let you know—
It's my pleasure, and I'm glad you could come on this journey with us. We're hunting for the Moon Patrol.
Don't you get along with them? I thought the Moon Patrol was a sort of police force in orbit.
That's a common misconception, sir. The Moon Patrol is a criminal group. Their members delight in indecently exposing themselves to other ships. It's a risky and foolish proposition because you can never tell when a passing vessel is scanning your windows or portholes closely enough to see you shake your tail feathers at them. To ensure they get attention, the Moon Patrol films their moons and transmits them wirelessly to any rockets within range.
You guys really take this space stuff seriously. I never heard of people doing method acting for a kid's radio show.
We're not acting, Mr. Zildjian. Our mission is to uphold the law throughout the solar system. We're only moonlighting as a radio show. In fact, this ship left Earth after you boarded 30 minutes ago. Just look out that view screen.
Come on, Captain Rogers. I'm no stranger to showbiz. You have a movie screen set up just beyond the window. You're projecting some... that is very convincing footage. No, it's got to be a trick. I wasn't even sitting down or belted in when you supposedly launched.
The Starship Kittykat has a surprisingly smooth ride. Don't try opening any of the airlocks to see what's outside. What was that?
It was not this gun in my hand. I see a ship through that window. We're under attack.
Captain, the fuel exhaust signature from the attacking rocket confirms that it's a ship of Malthusian design.
Oh no. We better go to tactical alert status.
Sorry, Captain, wrong button.
Colonel Wilma, be a dearing and tell them to stop. I tried to give them your message, Captain Rogers, but the Malthusians sent us to space voicemail. That won't do. Hauk, fire a shot across their bow so they see we mean business.
Yes, Captain.
Now call the Malthusians again and tell them to stand down. I can't, Captain. There's nothing left of them. What?
You said to fire a shot across their bow, which destroyed their vessel. It hit right along the tip of their rocket. The bow is the front, right?
A shot across their bow means a warning shot near the front of the ship, not one that hits the ship.
Well, why didn't you say that?
That is really unfortunate.
Are these Malthusians in league with the Moon Patrol?
No, Malthusians want to steal our medical database to prevent thousands of their children from dying of dysentery.
Can't you share it with them? That sounds like the humanitarian thing to do.
I wish we could. We have a principle called the Crime Directive. It was established by Starfleet.
Captain, you can't name our group Starfleet. There's a different organization already using that name.
Of course, I meant Star Force.
Sorry, no.
Star Command? Star Corps? Star War Fleet? Moonbase Alpha?
I suggest we use Captain Rogers' Neighborhood for the name of our institution, sir. It doesn't cause confusion with other existing groups and increases name recognition for our show.
Fine. The Crime Directive was established by Captain Rogers' Neighborhood to prevent us from accusations of colonialism. If we give our high technology to less advanced civilizations, they might see us as gods. We could unfairly take advantage of them. Plus, our transfer of knowledge would upset their natural evolution. Even if our intentions are good, they might not be sophisticated enough to use new technology properly. They could deploy it in dangerous or irrational ways.
Good thing your side only uses technology in a rational, sophisticated way.
Exactly. It would be like playing God if we chose to help them.
I'm not sure that argument—
Captain, I'm receiving a distress signal from the TSS Hairbag on the other side of Neptune. It's our allies, the Tiger Men of Mars. After a fight with space pirates, their fuel has leaked out and their life support systems will fail within 2 hours.
I'd love to help them, but again, we have to respect the crime directive.
Sir, I would never suggest violating the principles of the organization whose name we just formalized a minute ago, but this is not a situation of one culture passing higher technology to another culture. In fact, the Tiger Men have systems far in advance of our own.
The problem is not just different levels of technology between two civilizations, Hauk. Someone on that failing ship could have a slightly mutated gene. If the person survives, the gene might be passed on and result in a different evolution of the entire species of Tiger Men. Our decision would be tampering in the course of evolution. We'd be playing God.
That's absurd. By that standard, we're playing God every time we interact with other people, or animals or plants. Probably every time we breathe. How can you dodge your responsibility to aid other intelligent beings?
While Falk Zildjian indulges in an ideological monologue, let's pause for this message.
Children, I want you to imagine you're in your classroom at school. Teacher has begun writing words on the chalkboard for a spelling quiz, when suddenly you hear shouts in the hallway. From outer space, danger has come to visit your school. It's a hate-crazed Malthusian. With his atomic disintegrator gun, he roams through the school, blasting students and teachers. Teacher tells all of you to grab something heavy you can use as a weapon, like a tape dispenser or metal lunchbox, and hide under your desks, as she's prepared you to do during active shooting invader drills.
But you are more prepared than the rest, because you listened to Captain Rogers' Neighborhood. Weeks ago, you collected the 8 box tops from Red Sorghum Hot Breakfast Paste and mailed them, along with 25 cents, to Captain Rogers HQ, Department NRMA, Piscataway, New Jersey. 5 to 6 weeks after that, you received your Earth Defender Kit, including an official Captain Rogers ink pen, a half-ounce of dried apricots like real spacemen snack on, 1 packet of Red Sorghum more or less instant hot breakfast paste, and a pocket-sized journal. Have your parents write encouraging messages in the journal to read while you're hiding under your desk. You can also use the journal to plan your attack, or to write your final goodbyes.
That's not all. You'll also get a Captain Rogers ray gun to protect you. Send for your Earth Defender Kit today, and don't worry too much about those Malthusians disintegrating you or your classmates. Grown-ups love and protect all our children. Americans would never let something like that happen to you in real life. We certainly wouldn't sacrifice the lives of children just so weapons manufacturers could sell their wares to every idiot who comes along, increasing the number of suicides and—
Thank you, Wilma. We now return to Captain Rogers' Neighborhood and the end of Falk's sermon.
Ridiculous to think every act of compassion is a matter of playing God.
It may sound like we're heartless when we follow the crime directive, Mr. Zildjian, but all of your points are addressed in the charter of Starfleet. The charter of Captain Rogers' Neighborhood. Wilma, can you get the copy of our charter so he can read it?
Aye, Captain.
Thanks, Shug. What would be really nice is if we could show the words on a view screen so you could read it off there. Here we go. I wouldn't have gotten a paper cut if we could read it off a screen.
I will get an adhesive bandage for you from the first aid kit.
You won't find it, Hauk. I disposed of the first aid kit. Using bandages or putting butter on a burn would be the same as playing God.
Stop messing around now, Wilma. I'm getting blood on my uniform.
Captain, if we interfered to help you survive, it would mean you weren't strong enough to survive on your own. You could pass on your weak genes. We'd be contradicting evolution.
I'm 67 years old. I'm not passing on any more genes.
That doesn't stop you from trying, does it?
Just apply direct pressure for a few minutes and it'll probably stop.
I appreciate that, Hauk. But now you're verbally conveying strategies to help me survive. Wilma, please escort Hauk to the brig for violating the crime directive.
Captain, as you know, each member of our limited crew must fulfill multiple roles. My primary duty is to serve as first officer, but my secondary role is medical technician. How am I supposed to treat anyone's injuries without violating the crime directive?
Stow it, criminal! The moment you accepted the position of medical tech, you were violating the crime directive.
That's right.
I never realized there was so much drama on a kid's radio show. Speaking of which, the main reason I came to see you is to pass on the message that, well, your sponsor Red Sorghum and the Magnum Radio Network have decided you're not pulling enough listeners. I'm afraid Captain Rogers' Neighborhood has been canceled.
Oh dear. I knew this would happen when listeners heard a senior officer playing fast and loose with our code of ethics.
Actually, the network suits said promotional costs were too high.
We shouldn't have included fully functional ray guns in the Earth Defender promotional kits. No matter, we'll keep rocketing between planets on our own, upholding the law and saving the solar system. We'll find another sponsor one day and we'll be back on the air.
Say, is that ship heading towards us?
I'm not sure. My bridge crew are on their way to the brig. Which of these gauges shows? Yes, I believe that ship is heading our way. In fact, this warning light is blinking with the words, collision course.
You have a different siren for collision course than for red alert?
Doesn't everyone?
Can you steer us away? What do they call it? Evasive maneuvers.
We don't have an actual steering wheel. I think there's a lever. Oh, which one is it?
I'm back, Captain. Here's the lever. The approaching rocket veered away at the last moment.
They appear to be aliens. What are those bisected globes of flesh pressed against their windshield?
Those aren't aliens. It's the Moon Patrol. Get out of here.
Lookout Moon, featuring Captain Rogers. Episode 54 of This Gun in My Hand escaped Earth's gravity thanks to the piloting of Rob Northrop. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Dungeons and Day Jobs, or Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. What do I use to violate the crime directive? This gun in my hand!